We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Good day and welcome to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. Let's get situated here. Let's get ready for the news as it should be. The conspiracies persist. If anybody's watching the news cycle, it is just out of control. I just don't know what to say. There's too much politics as usual, and I think that it is what it is, right? It's just part of what we do. It's part of the brainwash. It's part of the whole deal. It's funny. It's not funny. But here we are to talk about it. If you're new, we do have lots of new folks coming and going, which is fantastic. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. I see everybody in chat. Thanks for showing up, guys. If you are new, that's what the show's about. The show's about the 24-hour news cycle. This show's about propaganda. This show's about fake news, right? So the term fake news has been coined recently, and people are using it, throwing it around. And I think there's some misconceptions about what fake news actually is. And so we kind of we rip through a bunch of news stories and try and make that determination, right? And I think that's the challenge now. In the old days, right, you used to be able to just whip open the newspaper, turn on, CBS or ABC on a little, janky old TV like this that's on the screen here. But that was the news, right? And so, of course, they had their fair share of propaganda back in the 50s and 60s and, when they started rolling televisions and these types of things. But now it's just damn right out of control. And not only that, we live in a world now where the news stories and the news cycle is actually managed by engagement algorithms, is what they're called. And so what that means is that the fakest stuff gets pushed to the top, right? Like the literally most outrageous stuff that's, if you can make the dumbest headline, the most clickbaity headline and push it, get people to click it and share it, that's what gets pushed to the top. That's the problem here. That's what one of the major issues is with the way things have turned. And things have turned, like, again, if you haven't been living the past 4 years, like I said, you've been under a rock or something, things have changed considerably in just 4 years' time. The Orange Man brought out the media, like they showed who they are, even though it was pretty obvious to most people that were watching. But even the people that didn't and weren't watching, they showed up, they stepped up, and they proved exactly that they are a representative of the state. And if you get in there and try and rock the boat and change the rules and do things that they don't like, they will stand up against you. And that's what they did. It's awful. Let's see. What's up? What's up? Johnson says, why ain't troubled minds at the top then? Well, that's why, because we're trying to figure out the truth. That's why. And again, like you guys know, this came from another podcast called Troubled Minds. And on that show, we ask questions. It's not about giving answers. I don't like the people that show up and just give people answers. It's very demagogy. It's very new age pastor type, my flock and this sort of business. I'm not into that. I don't think that's the thing here. That's not what we're doing. We're asking questions, trying to determine the truth. And the reason why we're not on top is not because we're not smart or not because we're not engaged or have a great audience or any of that stuff. That stuff is all true. The reason we're not on top, one of them anyway, is because the algorithms don't favor no drama. And this is, Obama gets credit for being no drama Obama, right? But that's because the media, all his actual things that his scandals, they covered up. And so with us, there's no drama here. I'm not picking fights with people and just acting stupid and showing my ass on the internet. That's not what's going on here. And so it's boring. It's not clickbaity. And not only there's strike one. And strike two is we're not we're not following the propaganda lines. So there you go. What's up, Superbike says, who will they blame next now that Orange Man Bad is gone? I'll tell you who they're going to blame. It's already happening. They're blaming us. That's what this digital crackdown is going to become. Now, when you speak out against these narratives now, you're a dangerous conspiracy theorist. And not only that, a danger to yourself and to others, and borderline domestic terrorist. So that's where the crackdown's coming on. And I'm telling you, it is happening. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I would put all the money in the world on it that they are coming after us. Not us specifically, but yes, also as a result of what they're going after. Anyway, long story short, I'm rambling on here, but it's okay. Isn't that why we're here? Sometimes a little rambly is good. But they're coming. The algorithms are changing, and they're becoming emboldened with the regime change here. And I say regime change. It's true. It's pretty true. It's sad and true, but that's what's happening. So anyway, all right. With all of that said, no, I'm not showing my ass. Sorry. We're not showing the ass on the internet. Okay, here we go. We do the show live. We've always done the show live. Transparency is an important thing. Like I always say, call Don Lemon in the middle of his show and see if he'll make time for you. He can't, because they have to pack every single minute with propaganda. And if you call, you're cutting into valuable airtime, valuable brainwash time, right? Well, we're under no such obligation to brainwash anybody. And so if you call, I'd love to hear your thoughts. 702-957-1037. That's a Las Vegas area code. You can join the show that way. You can also go to the official website of this show and the other show, Troubled Minds. That would be troubledminds.org. And there's a Discord link there as well. You could join the Discord and be on the show that way. And that's what's happening here, right? There's a lot going on. Oh yeah, and by the way, since we're here and we haven't really started yet, and you guys are, this is the best way to do it, right? If you join live, you get the hottest, freshest announcements. So tonight I will be on the Fringe FM, which is a digital radio network called KTLK, and I will be on the Joe Roop Show. Joe Roop does a show called Lighting the Void, and they talk about consciousness and tarot. I don't even know how to say it. Astrology, that's kind of his shtick there, and consciousness definitely. And they talk about all those things. But I'm going to be on that show because we're going to promo a new show on the Fringe FM. You may have heard of this show, guys. It's called Troubled Minds Radio. So yeah, we will be on the Fringe FM this week, and I'll get you dates. I think we're starting Wednesday, and we're going to be 2 hours, 7 to 9 p.m. So what we'll do is we'll go Tuesday through Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m., and I'll try and stream that on YouTube so we can kind of have like a regular type of stream. The only downside, so the good side is, let's start with the good side, is like I was saying, our audience is going to expand here. Greatly, I think. They got a pretty good reach. They got some pretty good people over there. Brian Gable's fantastic. Joe Roop is very good. A lot of talent on that network. If you guys haven't heard of it, the Fringe FM, go check it out. I did link it in the Discord if you guys want to check that out. And they put us up. We're on there. Troubled Minds Radio. You got it. We're going to be there 4 days a week at least, and then we'll see what happens after that. But we're starting Wednesday, but tonight I will be on the Joe Roop Show, which is Lighting the Void, and we're going to be talking about kind of prepping and promoting Troubled Minds and introducing myself to the Fringe FM and you guys in the show. So do join their Discord. They have a pretty active Discord. A lot of good people over there talking about stuff. So let's get over there and show them that it's not just me, it's us, and there's a lot of us. So I will again, as that starts to air tonight, I believe, like I said, it's 9 p.m. Pacific. I will throw it out in Discord and tag everybody and let you know that we're going live and give you the links and everything. But it's basically just digital radio, and so this is a pretty cool way to reach, like I said, not only a new audience, it's a way they have tools to allow syndication, which means if I can get super tight radio-wise with the timing and, dodging the commercials and things. Speaking of commercials, that would be the downside, but let me explain in just a sec how we can hopefully get around that, and I'll work really hard to make this happen. But so if I can get the radio timing tight and be like, old school radio pros super fast, it's possible that we can get the show syndicated and actually out there on the radio waves. So maybe you're out there on a dark country road on a weeknight and you turn on the radio and you get Troubled Minds with Michael Strange. How sweet would that be? So first things first, we're going to try and do our best to make a good show over there. We will be doing Troubled Minds 4 nights a week, 7 to 9 p.m., Tuesday through Friday. All right. So you're going to get, so now not only are you going to get this show 5 days a week, you're going to get Troubled Minds 4 days a week. And then maybe a fifth, I might add Monday as just our regular Troubled Mind show that we just do on YouTube. So the schedule is changing. You guys are hearing it here first. I will announce all this as we figure out exactly what's going to happen with the details. I don't exactly know just yet. That's still being worked out, but it's coming. So you're going to get Troubled Minds 4 nights a week. You're going to get maybe 5 nights a week, maybe 6. Who knows? Maybe I'll just lose my mind and I'll never sleep. Who knows? But anyway, there you go. Some announcements, some pretty exciting stuff happening. I'm excited about it, and I do enjoy the radio thing, and I do enjoy being a team with a bunch of really smart, talented people, and that's not just you guys, also the Fringe FM. So the family is getting bigger, and I would appreciate if you guys get over there and join their Discord and stuff and say hi and let them know that Michael Strange sent you. You're here for Troubled Minds. Yeah, so anyway, that's what's happening. I will be on Lighting the Void tonight with Joe Roop, and we will be discussing Troubled Minds and on the network, and who knows, all kinds of other stuff. So anyway, there we go. A little bit of housekeeping. Like I said, you guys are hearing it here first. That's what's happening. I've been holding off an announcement. It's been pretty much done, but we're just kind of ironing out details. But I think we can officially announce it because we're going to officially announce it tonight on the Joe Roop Show, Lighting the Void. And like I said, if you go to Fringe FM, just like it sounds, or also The Fringe FM, they both work. You can see under featured shows right there on top is Troubled Minds. So you're going to be able to see, yeah. So hopefully, all right. So then the bad news. Let me. So we'll just do this whole. Just make sure we get this clear so everybody knows what's changing, what's happening. So the bad news then is that there's commercials because it is radio. But the thing with that is hopefully what I'm trying to figure out, and I don't know the details yet because I don't have all the software we'll be working with on these things. So I'm hoping during commercials. We could just stay live on YouTube, so that basically if you're watching live on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever else we're streaming to, it will be just like the regular Troubled Mind stream. We'll continue talking and just kind of kicking it and maybe reading some chat and hanging out. And then when the commercials are over, I'll have them like in my ear quietly sort of thing. And then when they're over, we'll go back live. And then so anyway, I think it's possible to do that. I know what's his name does that from what's his name? Is it not Darkness Radio? What's the other guy? The guy with the beard, that guy. Anyway, I know he does it on YouTube where he the commercials play, but he stays live on YouTube and he's just kind of talking and kicking it for a minute and then he counts down to go back live on the air. So anyway, we're going to be able to figure it out. But the good news is, so that's the bad news. We'll have to work around commercials a little bit. So I appreciate your patience with that as we figure that out. But the other part is that we're going to be live more often. You're going to see Troubled Minds more, and we're going to be maybe tying these two shows together in many ways, right? So in a lot of cases, you'll get the preview of maybe what's to come for the evening show. If you tune in here, we'll rip through a few articles, and then we'll go to that evening show on the same day, and then talk about maybe similar things. But of course, you know how things go. Sometimes we go Bigfoot. We take a left turn. We take a right turn. Sometimes we go to black holes and time travel. Who knows? You know how this goes. It just depends on kind of what's in the news cycle and what we're in the mood for, really. So anyway, that's what's up. That's happening. It is a thing. If you go check out the Fringe FM, fringe.fm or thefringe.fm, and we're going to be out there, and we're going to be on that show. We're going to be on that network. We're going to be a show on that network. It'll be basically their nighttime lineup will be like this: 7 to 9 p.m. will be Troubled Minds. 9 to 11 will be Lighting the Void with Joe Roop, and then 11 to 1 will be The Secret Teachings with Ryan Gable, who, again, like I said, very, very talented people over there. And I listen to them quite often because I love radio and I love to learn things. And those are the places to go. So anyway, I think that probably sums it up. So I will throw all those details in Discord as they get worked out. But that's what's happening. That's what's going on. We got some things changing. So we're not going to change this. We're still going to do this Twitch thing. We'll still do it 5 days a week. It'll just kind of be before that other show, a few hours before or whatever. So the time on this may change. We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. I just want to be able to put together a quality presentation no matter what we're doing. So if we need a little bit of time between this show and that show for me to rip some additional audio clips and do some things, we'll spread the times out a little bit to give me ample time to be able to make these shows properly. I don't want to half-ass it. I don't like to show up not prepared and all the rest of this stuff. So I will do my best to put on a good show and talk about fun things, important things. And you guys know this is not new to any of you that are here in the chat because you're used to hanging out and listening live, and you know what this is all about. So we're just going to do more of that, and we'll have a bigger audience, and et cetera, so on. So there we go. And as I watch here, I'm watching my clock, right? Because that's why I was watching the clock on the last show and everything else. I'm trying to get the radio timing down. So speaking of which, right now, would you take a quick break? We will be right back. This is a word from our sponsor, which is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. Okay, so all that said, one more time, we're live. If you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. Click the link the Discord link at troubledminds.org. That's the official website for this podcast and the other. This is Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. The other is Troubled Minds. And let's go. Let's do some news, shall we? Let's do this. All right. Now, well, this is, remember the poison, the nerve agent in the underpants? Yeah. Okay. Let's go to this. This is from the BBC. Now, you guys remember that this individual, Navalny, I think, let's call it Navalny. That sounds better. That's the individual that's been railing against Vladimir Putin politically in Russia, right? And so he's a what you would label from a Russian Kremlin perspective, he is a political dissident, all right? Now, he's trying to call out Vladimir Putin for all the corruption and all the rest of the stuff that they do, but for some reason, he was flying out of Russia and he was poisoned. You guys remember this? So he was actually poisoned, barely survived because they were able to land in time to get him treatment. So he survived the nerve agent poisoning, which was put in his underpants by people from the what is it now? I can't remember what the new KGB is called. But anyway, the KGB modern equivalent, which is, of course, Russian, like the Russian CIA, following him around trying to kill this guy. So they were on the same flights as this guy, like probably 4 or 5 guys, I think. They actually sniffed this out. They looked at the flight records, and there have been people following this dude around for years. It's been like years, like 2 years or something like this, waiting for the right moment to where they could hit this guy. So he was being watched, he was being followed actively, and then eventually they poisoned him when it looked like he was trying to get out of the country. Okay, now with all of that said, this is the weirdest part. This is the weirdest part to me, all right? So if he's got support in Russia, and he did, because there's a lot of people, just like in China, there's a lot of people in China that don't like the CCP, right? They're not allowed to say it, though, because if you say it, guess what happens? Well, we're about to find out, because it's going to happen here. These things are starting to crack down here. But anyway, so in Russia, there's a lot of people that don't like Vladimir Putin. But you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to discuss it. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not even allowed to think it, right? Because, of course, what happens? They come after you. They literally come after you. So this guy, Navalny, he was poisoned. He survived. And then he was in Germany. Once he was back to health, this is what's going on right now. This is bizarre to me, why you would go back to Russia, but okay. So chants of let him go. Russia will be free. Lyosha, we are with you, chanted hundreds of Alexei Navalny's supporters who turned up outside a Moscow police station on Monday, despite the negative 20 Celsius cold, negative 20 degrees Celsius. Let him go. Navalny activists defy bitter Russian cold. Now, that's the headline here. So, okay, they were mostly students, young professionals, and NGO activists. Lyosha is a familiar short form of Alexei. It's Alexei Navalny. I can't say it. Anyway, that guy. The Khimki police station on the northwestern edge of Moscow was hastily converted into a courtroom to receive Russia's best-known opposition activist. Think about the term, right? Not terrorist, not criminal. Of course, we're going to see how they frame it and what they call him, but he's Russia's best-known opposition activist. Now, you see the danger. There's a lot of danger in these things, and it's important to point out that we are becoming this. We are becoming this. We're becoming Russia and China by cracking down on little things like us. We're here just talking about this stuff, right? We're here expressing concern that these things happen in the world, right? And these should be important things. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about them, clearly, right? So now, here we are, and look at the term. Best known opposition activist, right? Opposition activist. What does that mean? Does that mean you? Does that mean me? Does that mean us? Does that mean anybody that doesn't buy the Kool-Aid, drink the Kool-Aid of Fox News and CNN? Is that what this means? Yeah, it's a little bit frightening, the implications here. And so for whatever reason, he went back to Russia. I just don't understand. He's wanted so furiously in Russia and famously that we know about it over here. You know what I mean? The world knows that they're after this guy, and he flies back to Russia. Now, let me tell you something. If you don't think that's brass balls, that is brass balls. Like, that is like he's literally going into possible Jack Ma territory, right? Where he may just vanish. Like he's been detained. They put a little courtroom up. They've actually determined that they're going to hold him for 30 days. There's some crazy stuff going on here. They may torture his ass to death, right? They may go after his family and everything else. But he went back to Russia. That is brass balls. Maybe brass balls to the point of stupidity, in my opinion. But yeah, crazy. What's up, Ark says probably an act of defiance. I don't know. Like, defiance is fine and all, but if it means your ass tortured, I don't know if I'm going to run straight up to that line. So I don't know. Like, maybe he's got, maybe he actually has people there that are backing him, and he thinks that he can not be taken to a dark room and tortured till he's dead. I don't know. But anyway, here we go. So Mr. Navalny, a survivor of a near-fatal nerve agent attack last August, was detained soon after his plane landed in Moscow on Sunday. Despite the risk, he insisted on returning to Moscow from Berlin to continue his anti-corruption campaign against President Vladimir Putin. Now, look. Anti-corruption. What do we talk about, guys? All the time. Like, probably like a third of this show, we talk about corruption, right? On all levels, from all sides. Like, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. But it doesn't get enough coverage. Because, of course, the state media, which they are, by the way, they don't want to talk about that. Like I said, we live in the upside down. They want us to just continue bebopping along and pretend that this shit is not happening all around us, and it is. And it needs to stop. It needs to change. There needs to be a reform in these regards. Now, look, does that make me a terrorist for saying these things? Look what they're doing to this dude. You see? Like, there's a dangerous line being drawn here right now in this country by determining that opposition to corruption could possibly mean you're a terrorist. You understand? There's a big thing happening, and I'm a little bit worried for this country. Like I said, I'm not that big of a fish, so I'm not worried about me personally, because it's just not, right? Alex Jones, if we were like Alex Jones type audience, big, maybe, but we're not even close to that. So like, we're small fish, the last on the list, right? No problem. No, I'm not worried about that at all. I'm worried about the implications of this and how they start to roll this out and go after the guys higher up on the totem pole, higher up in a pecking order, because they're going to go after him. And let's see, if people start ending up in jail for putting out thoughts and ideas on YouTube, yeah, you'll see. Anyway, so back to this. There were chaotic scenes when his plane was diverted from Vnukovo, the airport where his supporters had gathered, to Sheremetyevo, which is near Khimki. Check out my Russian, guys. It's getting better. So his supporters believe his detention shows how worried the authorities are about his potential to change the balance of power in Russia. Catch that? His supporters believe his detention shows how worried the authorities are about his potential to change the balance of power in Russia. Okay, so regarding what's happening here in this country, one more time. The authorities are worried about his potential to change the balance of power in Russia. Just like our authorities are worried about the people here, because we have 20,000 troops at the Capitol. You see? When they start to get worried, they start to crack down. And that's, again, right? Again. Anyway, you get the point. Beating a dead horse. We'll keep an eye on this. I hope they don't kill this man. Like I said, brass balls. Like you got to admire people that live with these principles and will put their neck on the chopping block for it, because this guy is doing it. He's going after one of the most dangerous people in the world, and going right back into the lion's den. And that's admirable as hell. And I hope they don't Jamal Khashoggi him. I hope they don't. It's just. It makes me sick. It makes me sick thinking about this, that he kind of knows what's coming and he went to get it anyway. It's just sick. It's sick. Okay, so let's continue, shall we? Here's another weird one. That was a terrifying one. How about this weird one? All right, we have this. This is reported by the AP, the Associated Press, yesterday. Chinese city reports coronavirus found on ice cream. Yeah. You heard that, right? Ice cream. Right, good old. Let's read it. The coronavirus was found on ice cream produced in eastern China, prompting a recall of cartons from the same batch, according to the government. The Dakuido Food Company, Ltd. In Tianjin, adjacent to Beijing, see, my Chinese is getting better too, was sealed, and its employees were being tested for the coronavirus, a city government statement said. There was no indication anyone had contracted the virus from the ice cream. Most of the 29,000 cartons in the batch had yet to be sold, the government said. It said 390 sold in Tianjin were being tracked down, and authorities elsewhere were notified of sales to their areas. The ingredients included New Zealand milk powder and whey powder from Ukraine, the government said. The Chinese government has suggested the disease, first detected in the city of Wuhan in late 2019, came from abroad, and has highlighted what it says are discoveries of the coronavirus on imported fish and other food, though foreign scientists are skeptical. Yeah. Anybody had any ice cream lately? I haven't. I have not. What do you guys think about Navalny or this or Fringe FM or any of this stuff? Let me know. Love to hear from you. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. That's the official website, and you can be on the show. This is not just my show. This is our show. So if anytime you guys want to jump on, derail, I'm ready for that. I'm ready. We're ready for this. We're ready for this. You just got to pick up the phone and call. 702-957-1037. Okay, let's keep on moving here. All right, so who says you can't get Elon Musk's attention? What's up, Iden? COVID ice cream? Bat-flavored ice cream, says Superfleck. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I think they said cobras, right? Pangolins, cobras or something? I don't know. Anyway, and bats. Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. Is it maybe laboratory-flavored ice cream, if we're being real here? Okay, entrepreneur.com. Elon Musk responds to a request from a tweeter who sent him the same message 154 times. All right, so there you go. Persistence pays off, guys. If you want Elon, or anybody else for that matter, to finally answer you, just keep sending a message, and it'll get through. There's no doubt the perseverance pays off. A video game creator set out to get Elon Musk's attention, and he succeeded. After 154 attempts to reach the CEO of SpaceX via Twitter, the enthusiastic programmer got a response. The independent developer, Lyubomir Vladimirov, promised to publish the same message for the Daily Businessman for a year. His intention was to ask Musk for permission to develop a game inspired by SpaceX, his space exploration company. Here's what he sent, the message. Dear Elon, I'm a game developer, and I am making a game about the colonization of Mars with you and SpaceX. If you think it's cool, all I need is a go-ahead to use your name and logos. I will post this every day for a year, or until I get a yes or a no. That was message 154 out of 365, says the video games creator. And here you go, back to the radio timing. We got to take a quick break. So you are listening to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange, and we will be right back. Yeah, see? Welcome back. Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. We're talking about Elon Musk and all the rest of this. And if you send him enough messages, he will finally answer you. Now, to leave you hanging before the long, arduous break there, this is what Elon Musk responded to. So again, the message. Dear Elon, I'm a game developer. I am making a game about the colonization of Mars with you and SpaceX. If you think it's cool, all I need is a go-ahead to use your name and logos. I will post this every day for a year until I get a yes or no. 154 messages out of 365. All right, so then he got a response, and Elon said this. You can steal our name/logos, and we probably won't sue you. There you go. So if you want an actual answer from Elon Musk and you spam him, let's call this the average is 154 times, because that's when he finally got an answer. Elon said, "Go ahead, we might not sue you." Anyway, so then the guy answered, I want to give 80% of the profits from the game to SpaceX, and that way the game will not only serve the important purpose of entertaining people and arousing their interest in Mars, but will also help Elon Musk and SpaceX to achieve this, wrote the programmer. So anyway, so he's apparently has some good intentions here, and wants to put the money back into SpaceX because he believes in the cause. As do I. I think we need to get off this damn rock, because you never know. There's a lot of things we're doing to it, as you guys are aware, that are bad for the planet. I think people just being here is bad for the planet in the huge quantities that we're here in. And don't you even. I'm not saying Thanos, and I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about that. Okay, but I'm saying that so many people on the earth are causing problems for the earth. All right, and we're poisoning it, and the atmosphere, and the oceans, and I don't radiation everywhere. All right, but I'm not suggesting that, so don't even go there. All right. So anyway, let's continue, shall we? There's more. Let's see. From CBS News. Now, these are the things. These are the things. Oh boy. All right. This is from CBS. You guys got to check this out. Now, this is the type of stuff that they keep trying to tell us. Now, the headline here is Capitol rioters communicated using military hand signals. Law enforcement official says. Okay, so we keep pushing this narrative that this was a military coup and they were insurrection and they were going. Come on, stop. All right, let's read some of this. A Washington, D.C. police officer witnessed rioters using military-style hand signals to communicate inside the Capitol building during the breach on January 6th. A law enforcement official tells CBS News. The identification of individuals using military small unit tactics is among the highest priorities for a sedition task force being run by the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office. The apparent use of small unit tactics trained to military and law enforcement drew immediate scrutiny from investigators. These tactics were witnessed both outside and inside the Capitol building, CBS News has learned. So there it is, right? So not only is it just concerned citizens and like a thing gone wrong, this was a coup, guys. This was clearly an insurrection, a coup. And you know how we know? From the military hand signals going on, right? The weird whatever they were doing with the things. No, come on now. Really? Okay, first off, do you believe this? Just like they said that... remember the thing that we talked about yesterday, how they retracted the part of the criminal complaint that said that they were going in to assassinate officials. Remember that? How they were like, yep, this is what they were doing. This was their motive. They were going to kill Nancy Pelosi. And then they were like, actually, we have to retract that from the criminal complaint because we don't really have any evidence to suggest that. But it made the headlines, and it is now being circulated as whatever the hell is going on, right? So again, we have this. Communicated using military hand signals. What the hell does that even mean? Really? So you got 100,000 people there, let's say, and hand signals. You raised your arms up in the air and said, hey, everybody inside. And then it happened. I don't know. Was that the Illuminati gesture? I don't know. Anyway, what are we doing here? What is this? Besides a bunch of horse shit, if you ask me. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Let's get off the earth, shall we? Let's go to the cosmos, as we tend to do on this show from time to time. This is from the New Yorker, which is another great source. Here we go. Have we already been visited by aliens? An eminent astrophysicist argues that signs of intelligent extraterrestrial life have appeared in our skies. What's the evidence for his extraordinary claim? Now, any idea what this is from? Yeah, you probably know. You probably know, right? all the ancient aliens and the Oumuamua and Avi Loeb. Yep, that's all here. Let's see. Where are we at time-wise? Should we go through some of this, or should we skip this? Because we've talked about this a lot. Flashing gang signs. I don't even know what gang signs are. But yeah, probably that's probably what I was doing, right? Because I put my arms up in the air. Anyway, here we go. So, all right. So this is a good one. This is a nice long read. Check it out, please. I've linked it. You guys can have a look. There's some more news we got to get to, but this is the same stuff. Talking about Oumuamua, talking about the light sail, talking about Avi Loeb, talking about all this stuff, right? It's all down here. Remember Oumuamua from Hawaiian, meaning roughly scout from the past, scout from the ancient past, something like this. But it is a good question. Because of course, if we're out there, like just to kind of breeze through this one and not go too in depth, if we're out there searching for techno signatures or biosignatures from extraterrestrials, we almost don't even know what we're looking for. You know what I mean? So we're looking for radio signals. We're looking for things that we would use, but that doesn't mean that's how aliens would communicate. I mean, think about it this way, right? Just regarding aliens and, let's say radio transmissions and this sort of thing. Right now, we're actually able to send information through quantum entanglement at short distances, right? So it's happening. Like, this is happening here with us. So if we can almost be ready to do this, let's say in the next 10 years, we're going to have like a quantum internet where there's no actual signal from one point to the other. It's the spooky action at a distance. You're able to because these two particles are connected with that quantum entanglement. You're able to immediately send data from one to the other immediately, like through literal teleportation, right? So if we're able to almost do that now, and it's coming, like I would say definitely within 20 years, that's where we're going to be. But if we're able to almost do that now, what makes you think we'd even pick up any kind of radio signal from extraterrestrials, right? I mean, at least they're doing quantum entanglement for their data downloads and uploads and communications, and you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. So of course, I mean, anyway, this is the stuff we think about. This is the stuff we talk about. That's why we do this. And what do you think? What do you think? More importantly, I ramble on quite a lot. I want to know what you think, though. If you got thoughts on this or anything else, you like this show, excited about Fringe FM, you want to say hi, whatever it is, feedback, whatever. We're here for you. Your conspiracy news with trouble with see, I can't do it. Too many things. Conspiracy news with Michael Strange. Give me a call. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. We do the show live to include you. That number's persistent, by the way. If you want to leave us a phone or a message, we will play that message on the air the next time. So if you're listening to an archive of this and you're like, yeah, I kind of want to put in my 2 cents about quantum entanglement and aliens, give us a call, 702-957-1037. Leave us a message. We will put you on the show the next time, and let's continue, shall we? Let us move on. Let's go to this. Let's see. Where are we? How about this one? This was shared by Jeebus. Everybody knows Jeebus in the chat there, in the Discord. He sent this. Now, this is from the TaiwanNews.com. Wuhan lab infected humanized mice with bat coronaviruses in 2019. All right. All right. You catch that? Did experiments with new bat viruses and transgenic mice lead to COVID-19 pandemic? Haven't we been talking about this for quite some time now? I think we have. All right. So right from the article, the revelation that a researcher at the Wuhan Institute of Virology had been infecting humanized mice with new bat SARS coronaviruses in 2019 raises the question of whether an accident during those experiments led to the COVID-19 pandemic. On Friday, January 8th, the researcher who goes by the pseudonym Billy Bosticson, because that has to be a pseudonym, sick name, Billy, and his colleagues at Drastic, Decentralized Radical Autonomous Search Team investigating COVID-19, Drastic, DRASTIC, posted a Twitter thread demanding answers about a state-funded project at the WIV, that's the Wuhan Institute of Virology, in 2019 that involved infecting transgenic mice with bat coronaviruses. The scientist who headed this project is Assistant Researcher Hugh Ben, according to the National Natural Science Foundation of China. So this is not new, right? Maybe the details are new on exactly what they were working on, but we've talked about this possibility as maybe this. Remember, Pompeo came out and said straight up, we have evidence to suggest this COVID-19 came out of a lab in Wuhan. Okay, so again, I'm no fool. Mike Pompeo is a liar. All right. So how much evidence did they have, if at all? And that's, again, why we're talking about these things, because we don't know the truth. But again, if you watch close enough, I think you can probably glean enough of the truth to find out what's really going on here. So anyway, that's part of what the show's about, as you know. So let's continue. The director for the Center of Emerging Infectious Diseases at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, Shi Zheng Li, also known as Batwoman, that's a sweet nickname right there, since 2007 has been researching how spike proteins in natural and chimeric SARS-like coronaviruses bind to the ACE2 receptors in the cells of humans, bats, and other animals. That year, she created a number of chimeras by inserting different segments of the SARS-CoV spike protein into that of a bat virus, which was used as a backbone. All right, so of course I'm not a scientist, but this is what they're saying happened, right? Real quick to the conclusion here. The conclusion of Xi's team was that a minimal insert region was enough to convert the SL-CoV-S from non-ACE2 binding to human ACE2 binding. In other words, as far back as 2007, the lab had discovered how to convert a virus that only infected bats into one that could infect humans, also known as zoonotic transmission when it happens in the wild, which doesn't happen often, as I gather. I've heard people say it doesn't happen ever, and it's a fake thing that they used to cover up. I don't know. Again, I'm not a scientist. I don't do any of this. If any of you are, you're probably not listening to this show. But if you are, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe some of you work in a technical background where you understand this stuff probably quite a lot better than I do. But is there some basis to this? Do you think that it actually did happen in Wuhan, released from a lab and sent to the world? Notably, I don't have the article here, but you got to take my word for it. I'll link it. I'll find it and link it in the show notes. But this thing has actually helped China. Their economy is up 2% in 2020. And the rest of the world is basically down. So they have a growth, and the rest of the world has a decline. So I laugh; it's not funny. But if you somebody out there says, "Okay, well, what do they have to gain from that?" Okay. All right, just saying. All right, check this out. This one's a little bit crazy. It just gets weirder and weirder. Like I said, so we talked about last week about how supposedly some laptops were stolen from the Capitol during the insurrection, right? During that thing that happened, that some people did some things. And when that went down, some laptops were supposedly stolen. They were saying there was a bunch of cybersecurity implications to that. And remember, so like I was kind of like, okay, explain to me how they're like super upplaying this, but then they're super downplaying the fact that Russia's been having their way with us in the cyber world for 2 years ongoing with that what's it called, the solar winds hack, right? So anyway, let's go to this. Capitol rioter, this is from Fox News. Capitol rioter accused of stealing Nancy Pelosi's laptop with plans to sell it to Russian intelligence, says the feds. Okay. Okay. Is it just me, or does that sound absolutely ridiculous? So, all right. So let's just think about this. If you went down there to the Capitol, and many people went down there and had no way the intention of doing anything violent, right? There's a lot of people that were there, and I hate to say it because you're going to laugh, but there were a lot of good people there too. Right? Maybe you get the reference. If you don't, well, that's okay. Trust me, it was funny to me. But okay. Now, if you went down there and you had no idea what was going to happen, all right? And you were like, yeah, stop the steal, or whatever was going on, whatever was happening, or you were just there to see, or who knows what was going on. But even in your wildest dreams, did you ever consider, like, as an individual, that if you went down there, your motive would be to get into the Capitol and steal Nancy Pelosi's laptop so you could sell it to Russian agents? You see what I'm saying? Does that sound ridiculous to you? That sounds utterly insane to me. Okay, yeah. One more time. I'm reading this headline. Capitol rioter accused of stealing Nancy Pelosi's laptop with plans to sell it to Russian intelligence, says the feds. Okay. Once again, just like the military hand signals, just like the insurrection, just like the language they're using, just like the fact that they said, oh, they were going to kill Nancy Pelosi, and then they had to retract it because they had no evidence to suggest that, right? Like, you can say it and put it in the press, but then once it goes to court, they have to retract these statements because they don't stick in court. A judge would throw this out lickety-split and say, get that shit out of here. It's not happening. But look, does this make sense? Does this make sense to anybody? Like, no, this is not. Yeah, and here we go. Here's the nefarious person. Her name is Riley June Williams. All right. Doesn't she look dangerous? Here we go. Authorities are seeking to arrest a Pennsylvania woman accused of taking a laptop from Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi's office during the January 6th U.S. Capitol siege. It's a siege now. You see this? During the January 6th U.S. Capitol siege. You know what a siege is? When they bring in siege engines and the fire comes down and it's a full-on attack and it's like to the death. Like, that's a siege, right? Like a military, old school, medieval siege. All right? That's what the word is. Military siege. Come on, people. Come on. You're better than this. January 6th U.S. Capitol siege with the alleged intention of selling the device to Russian intelligence forces, officials announced in recent court papers. Okay, who believes this by a show of hands? That's right, I didn't think so. The FBI is on the hunt for Riley June Williams, a Harrisburg woman who investigators have linked to the events on Capitol Hill earlier this month. According to an arrest warrant filed Sunday night, a tipster called into the FBI's hotline and told authorities they spotted her in videos from the siege. All right, so explain to me how that means her motive was. Anyway, I'm sure they've got a good case to suggest that was her motive all along. But anyway, the tipster, who was not identified, weird, not more anonymous sources, guys. Okay, so this tipster, not identified, said Williams' friends showed the person a video of Williams taking a laptop computer or hard drive from Speaker Pelosi's office. So which was it? Which was it? I'm being honest here. If we actually have a case saying this woman had the intent to steal cybersecurity things, a computer or a laptop, or a laptop or a hard drive. See what happens when my brain goes 10 different places at once. That they would know if it was a laptop or a hard drive. Anyway, right? Come on now. Like, this reporting is sloppy, it's shoddy, and I don't believe a bit of it. Fox News, propaganda, this is garbage. This is garbage. I will be shocked if they can actually catch this woman. Watch, this is going to fade out of the news and nothing will come of this. My prediction, this will go away. This is hype to whoop this whole narrative up, that this was planned. There were agents from other countries involved. The people here are terrorists. They're working in league with them. Look, they're going to take this information. They're going to sell it to Russia. Russia, 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 right? Sick. Anybody believe this? I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Do you believe this? 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link. See, once I get warmed up, I tell you what. All right, here we go. The investigation into the stolen technology is still ongoing. Drew Hamill tweeted this. A laptop from a conference room was stolen. It was a laptop that was only used for presentations. Heather Timmons said this. Congressional aide to Speaker Pelosi says laptop was stolen from her office in storming of Capitol Wednesday. So we have two people saying exactly different things. And what does this even mean? What the hell does this mean? One guy says it was just a conference room laptop. Heather Timmons, Drew Hamill said that. Heather Timmons, both blue check Twitter tards. I'm sorry, excuse my language. But come on, people, stop this. Heather Timmons said, congressional aide to Speaker Pelosi says laptop was stolen from her office in storming of Capitol Wednesday. Okay, they can't even keep their stuff straight. They just can't. They just cannot. Blue check marks, I'm sorry. Propagandist, liars, sorry. I'm sorry, Twitter. You have no credibility. Sorry. Anyway, a Pelosi spokesperson did not respond to Fox News' request for comment on Monday. Drew Hamill, Pelosi's deputy chief of staff, confirmed in a January 8th tweet that a laptop was stolen. So, okay, you see what happens? We have people can confirm only that a single laptop was stolen. We don't know if it was one or two or three. At least one, definitely one, no less than one was stolen. But now we have all these narratives about, I know the R&on people are all on and on about this Pelosi laptop, okay? It's turned into an entire thing, a mythology of its own at this point, all right? Now we have this individual, once again, this dangerous person, what's her name? Riley June Williams, this dangerous person that broke in there to steal the laptop to sell it to Russian agents. Anybody believe that? Come on. Seriously? And Gandalf comes in from the east, right, on the fifth day. Look to the light of the east on the fifth day, and we will save you from yourselves. No. All right, check this one out. This is from Insider.com. Police say Oregon man who stole a car from a child in the backseat came back and lectured the mom about parenting. This is fantastic. Where are we at time-wise? Okay. The police in Oregon are looking for a man who they say stole a car with a child in the backseat, only to return the 40-year-old and reprimand the mom about her parenting. The theft took place outside a grocery store in Beaverton, Oregon. Oregon. On Saturday, when the mom left the car running with the child in the backseat, local authorities said, the mother left the car unlocked and went inside to buy a gallon of milk and some meat. According to the Oregonian, the thief happened to walk by and hopped in the car. Right? All right. So first, pro tip, guys, don't leave your car running and unlocked. Pro tip number one. Pro tip number two, which is more important than pro tip number one, don't leave your kid in the backseat of said car. Don't do that. What are you doing? So the dude jumps in. He drives off. He notices there's a 4-year-old in the back and goes, what? So he soon realized the 4-year-old was in the backseat and pulled back into the parking lot, returning the child to the mother, but not without scolding her, according to Beaverton police. Quote, he actually lectured the mother for leaving the child in the car and threatened to call the police on her, a Beaverton police spokesman said. Matt Henderson told the Oregonian. Wouldn't that be sweet? He calls the cops to report her that he stole the car and she had left the kid in the car. How sweet is that? Who says there's no honor among thieves? Come on, guys. He could have just threw that kid out on the freeway, right? You know what I mean? I mean, that would be terrible and tragic, but bad humor. Bad form, Mike. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Hold on. Where are we at time-wise? Let's see. Yeah, we got that. Some of this. Let's 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link if you want to be on the show. Transparency is important as I find this next article. And don't forget, we're going to be on the Lighting the Void tonight with Joe Roop, 9 p.m. Pacific. So all you have to do to find that is you go to the website, fringe.fm, and click play. That's it. It's as simple as that. They have a play button right on front, and it's always streaming. That radio station is always streaming right there on their website. So just hit play, and let's see. Let's see. That one is a nice narrative that we'll do tomorrow because okay, let's do this one. Yeah, because it's a couple article links. Sometimes I like to link 2 or 3 together. Make an extended case. But here we go. Let's just go to this one. This is from bdtechtalks.com. Now, this is funny. Okay, so how could this go wrong? File this one under how could this go wrong? The AI Incident Database wants to improve the safety of machine learning. Okay, now the failures of artificial intelligence systems have become a recurring theme in technology news, which we talk about all the time on this show. The article continues. Credit scoring algorithms that discriminate against women, computer vision systems that misclassify dark-skinned people, recommendation systems that promote violent content, trending algorithms that amplify fake news, all the stuff we talk about all the time, right? So most complex software systems fail at some point and need to be updated regularly. We have procedures and tools that help us find and fix these errors. But current AI systems, mostly dominated by machine learning algorithms, are different from traditional software. We are still exploring the implications of applying them to different applications and protecting them against failure needs Okay, terrible sentence. This is the idea behind the AI Incident Database, a repository of documented failures of AI systems in the real world. The database aims to make it easier to see past failures and avoid repeating them. All right, so they want to take from artificial intelligence, AI, right? So again, we don't know what our own consciousness is. We're more like faster and faster, stepping on the gas, trying to figure out how to create AI that is, what would you say, sentient, that is conscious of itself, all right? But we can't define our own consciousness, but we're racing to get the smartest, fastest computer to solve all of our problems for us. And then we're going to take the things, the foibles, the faux pas that happen, the oopses that happen from this AI stuff, and we're going to put it in a database. And from that database, we're going to be able to say, hey, this is where we went wrong, right? Yeah. Well, assuming it doesn't get co-opted by the said AI and altered in real time like they do to Wikipedia. Yeah, right? Anyway, I thought this was pretty funny that and file it and how could this go wrong, that we upload the issues to the cloud and hope that the super intelligent AI doesn't find it first. Oh, geez. All right, let's do some UFOs. This is now this is weird, right? We talk about this all the time. Like, this is not new to you guys. This audience knows about UFOs. We talk about UFOs quite a lot. All right. Now, when this hit, we did this right off the bat. We got it the same day. We were one of the first people, and actually we got a huge bunch of people finding the podcast because of this, because we were so fast on the ball talking about these documents that got dropped from the CIA to the Black Vault, et cetera, so on. All right. So I'm not going to go into the details of that. If you want the full details, there's a show on Troubled Minds. Go to the YouTube page, troubledminds.org, click YouTube, bam, right there. It's within the last week. All right. Check this out from Fox News. UFO documents released by CIA are real-life X-Files, expert says. British investigators said there are some fascinating documents in the files. All right, which we didn't get to. We'll talk about some of those files as we continue talking about these things. Since you're going to get Troubled Minds 4+ days a week now, we can start doing stuff like that and kind of doing a little bit of a deeper dive into some of these situations. But this is the thing that drives me nuts about a lot of this. It's the same faces, it's the same people, it's the same everything. So this, the expert here that's talking about this, let's just read real fast. The CIA's decision to declassify more than 3 decades worth of UFO documents is a real-life X-Files, according to one expert. Nick Pope, who is everywhere all the time talking UFOs, and his expertise remains to be corroborated, verified. Some people have said he was just a clerk working for the military. I don't know. But anyway, like we get these same, I always make this claim. We get the same 12 or 15 or 20 or 25 people that are always talking about UFOs, and they're pushing the news on them and the news cycle based on their statements. Okay. And so here we go. Here's more. Nick Pope. He's all over the place. He's on this show. He's on that show. He's on the other show. He's on Twitter. He's everywhere. Like, fine, good for him, go get it. But holy shit, right? Like, all the news we get regarding UFOs shouldn't be the same 2, 3, 4, 5 places, right? It just shouldn't. There should be more diverse sources. All right? That's my opinion. Nick Pope, a former employee and UFO investigator for Britain's Ministry of Defense, said there are some fascinating documents in the files, which are more than 2,700 pages. However, the odd manner in which they were released and difficulty searching them will fuel conspiracy theories. You know what also will? The fact that we always get UFO news from Nick Pope. That will fuel a conspiracy theory in my mind. I'm sorry, but that's what's happening. All right, so we're just about finished here. So as we say and as we do, we're done. But the good news is there's a lot more coming. Like I said, the audience is about to grow. We're about to do new shows. We're about to do actual radio, maybe get on terrestrial on the air. We're working toward that to possibly get syndicated and all the rest of this stuff. A lot of good things happening. So hang tight. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being enthusiastic about all this. Let's say thank you to the folks that have subbed up to the show. Let's go with, see, we skipped our last break. See, that's what kind of a bad radio host I am. But anyway, here we go. Let's play this as we outro. And these are the folks that have subbed up to the channel, and a thank you to these individuals. If I left anybody off the list, say hi, shout it out, say get me on that list, or say my name right, and I'll do it. I'll do it. But here we go. These are the folks that have subbed up to this channel on Twitch. Appreciate it a lot. A huge thank you to all our amazing supporters. Join this list today, which, by the way, is a sweet, sweet Star Wars crawl. All right, here's the folks. Thank you to AJ Dare, Alien Nichan, Arc Platinum, Axel Steel 3, Dark Devious, FGC Spiral, Guerdo75, Ident, What's Up Johnson, Lizzie Dags, Monochromatic, Nikki Nix, Noble Kal-El, also boosting our Discord, thank you. Often Frozen, Quint67, Supervike, and Satan Claus. And, oops, that was the wrong button. But that's okay. You guys forgive me. As we finish this up, check it out. Lighting the Void tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific with Joe Roop. I will be on the show. We'll be talking Troubled Minds, everything about the show, and hyping the debut of Troubled Minds Radio on the Fringe FM. Do check them out. Go. I'll link their Discord and our Discord. Go over there and say hi. Let them know it's Hypeville. It's Hype City. It's time to bring Troubled Minds to the world. And we're going to start by partnering with the Fringe FM. Thanks again for hanging out here, guys. Thanks for all the enthusiasm. Thanks for being you. We will be back tomorrow and tonight and tomorrow again. Oh, yeah, and by the way, tomorrow night on Troubled Minds, Terror in the Woods. Those guys. Bigfoot stories. Lots of good stuff coming. If you like this stuff, you're in the right place. Thanks for hanging out. What's the thing? I think I just say, have a good night. See you guys tonight.